Welcome to another edition of the National Agenda, your go-to political show where we discuss all pressing national issues. Today on the show, we will be discussing Ghana's Lithium agreement and then look at some other issues that are coming up as a result of the festive seasons. And specifically, we'll look at the opportunities that exist for us as a country that we can explore and see what can come out of it. Anyway, my name is Samuel Fobi Banfo. Stick and stay with us. When we return, I will introduce to you my guest for today. Thank you for sticking and staying. So let me go straight to introduce to you my guest who is going to help me delve deep and discuss the matters on the table. So Nazil Said is my guest. He's a regular. Nazil, it's good to have you.
It's always a pleasure to be here.
Good. We know the issue at hand, Ghana's Lithium agreement. One of the latest discoveries we've had as a country is to discover lithium. I'm sure most Ghanaians don't even know what that is. So for the purpose of education, let me take your initial words or comments on that.
Right, thank you very much, Ofobi. Just as I do always, I'll send out greetings to the over 35 million well-meaning Ghanaians. So Ofobi, I continue to say that lithium is another step in our development as a country. Having discovered gold, being termed the Gold Coast even in our colonial era, having discovered oil, bauxite, and what have you over the years. And I believe all of these monumental minerals have played a significant role in the development process of our country, contributing to our foreign direct investment, foreign exchange, and what have you, being the resolute and the building block of our economy. This is another discovery that can become the backbone of our economy. Because when you look at contemporary science, many people are resorting to the use of lithium in industrial practices, in modern energy transitions, clean energy transitions, and even batteries for electronic vehicles and what have you. Lithium plays a very significant role in that. Just some decades ago, lithium was as useless as rocks that were lying around, but due to the transition and its importance that it has become in contemporary science, it is very important that we pay very critical attention to it and the levels and the heights that it can take Ghana. I mean, when you listen to the experts, they say that Ghana is rich in about 296 billion worth of billion worth of lithium deposits, which can transition our country from where it is now to catapult into a higher level.
Sorry, I had to cut through. Are we, as a country, going to benefit or get up to the 296 billion? Because already it looks as though whatever agreement we are entering into is not positioning us at a point where we can get this amount of money.
So for yes, it's very important that we look at that tangent. So there's a common saying in the space that even with our gold deposits over the years, we have been deprived of development. Even when you go to the mining communities themselves, Takwabo, Koso, Prestia, Obuasi, you see the deprivation and the standard of living not matching up to the billing. The amount of gold that the amount of gold deposits in these areas is not being seen in the lives of the people. Okay. So once again, one would question that at the discovery of lithium here in Ghana, what are we doing? And that has become the controversy all over the media, in parliament or the media, and in many discussion rooms where you enter. Many people are questioning that our challenge is not with how rich or poor we are as a country or the mineral deposits we are. We have a challenge with leadership and management, such that what deal are we going into? Can't we as a country, for once, take up the initiative to mine on our own, set up a state-owned company to do the mining, borrow the expertise of international companies and what have you? This has been many of the questions people are asking. All right. But when you think deep, you come to think about the fact that the mechanization and the technology to mine it, we are deprived of that. Yeah. So it is very inherent that we contract the services of others. But even doing so, what is the percentage of royalties?
Exactly.
How much are we getting?
I was even going to
which has become a very big topic.
Yes, I was even going to go into royalties because the big issue right now is the system of agreement we are using, and it kind of looks as though we are sticking to this royalty system. I listened to the former Speaker of Parliament, Professor Iroma Kokwe, and one of the things he stated clearly was the fact that the royalty system is a thing of the past and started from the colonial era, where we had to trade gold for something from our colonial masters. and that is the system we are using. So you have the gold on your land, but I exploit it for you. I help you extract it, and then you get something in return. That's they call the Jikodidi. But it looks as though Ghana as a country is now better positioned to move away from the royalty system to let's have state institutions to handle it. I don't know if you side with the former Speaker of Parliament.
Yes, I subscribe to the many arguments that take the posture that Ghana as a country must state own some of these companies. There are a lot of gold mining companies that the state can take jurisprudence over and mine this gold themselves, because for what you know, the many of these expertise that are coming from different countries are also up for contractor. Okay. We can subcontract many of these foreign companies to come and do whatever they want to do on our behalf, and we also pay them the compensation that they are due, either than leasing our entire deposit of lithium or go to them and make them excavate everything and take it away, and just give us some paltry sum as royalties.
And Nazo, it will interest you to know that most of the companies, the service providers, the engineers who have been already contracted by the Atlantic Lithium Company are Ghanaian-owned companies.
Yes, it will interest you.
So it tells you that we have the
I wouldn't be surprised if engineers and planners of Ibrahim Mahama will be one of the subcontractors, because from what we have seen over the past, he is mining concessions in Asanko Gold, that's in Mansu, in Ashanti region. So he has the machinery, he has the manpower, he has the resources to mine many of these. So many of these international companies will resort to his expertise. But because of, the obvious reasons, he may not go to him. But there are a lot of other companies who are also with the efficacy to do this kind of mining.
So if we have the companies with the efficacy to do this, why don't we simply have a corporation like the Ghana Lithium Corporation, and we have these companies register with them, and then we can run our thing? And probably, yes, we bring in the expertise of the foreigners, but I don't expect us to hand over such a resource to them, and then we get approximately around like 12-15%.
As it stands now, we're looking at 5%.
5%.
It's unfortunate that somewhere 2022, the agreement that was made with them, that agreement sat at 10%, but the minority then couldn't sit right with the agreement, because when you look at the tenets of it, the Minerals and Mining Act 703 of 2004 stated emphatically that the royalties will fall between 3 to 6% of the total production of that particular company. It was only revised in 2014, now that a fixed amount of 5% was set. So if you present a bill in Parliament, an agreement you submit in Parliament, and you're talking about 10%, it means there has to be a change in that particular act to reflect the terms in the agreement. Hence, the minority could not have that, because it was a clear constitutional breach. That is why the minority revolted against that. But what are we seeing today? The Honorable Minister, Sector Minister, Honorable Amakofi-Boa, is saying that he believes that the percentage was set as of 2022, when this deal was being done. The global price for lithium was about $2,000. We saw a significant dip to about $600. That should tell you that many investor confidence went below the belt. And as a matter of fact, people were trying to backtrack a little. So they were also arguing that the terms in the contract must be revised, because if they are coming in and a global price of lithium is $2,000, the investor confidence is high because they know they are doing something better. But if we are seeing about 60% depreciation, almost 70% depreciation, the confidence to go ahead and get the concession and mine becomes quite dicey for them. So
but Nazo, sorry, I had to come to, but you know that I'm confident that the prices will rise again.
Oh yes. It's only a myopic individual who would want to assume that a mineral that has become this highly sought of for in the global stage
because
will depreciate.
We are now getting to the era where we are going to need lithium, even in this country.
Yeah. So gradually we are seeing another increase. The last time I checked, we were doing around $1,200. So eventually it's going to hoop and climb back to as high.
And for me, I just believe that just as we had confidence in handling issues when it comes to the extraction of crude oil, we should do same. Even with that agreement, I don't want us to go there, because that is also another conversation for another time, because we as a country have not benefited from the natural resources we have here. The benefit is chicken change. It may look huge, but it is chicken change. How is it I have my land? You come and extract, and I'm getting approximately around 5%. That's
unfortunate. That's unfortunate. So
and you see, sorry, the argument I get all the time is that we don't have the technical know-how. But these guys are contracting our people to do the job for them. So why can't we do it on our own?
In any case, we can also contract them
to
come
do it
and
for
work.
us.
It will surprise you to know that when you go to the concession or the mine area of engineers and planners, for instance, a Ghanaian-owned company, they have contracted also other foreigners with the technical expertise to contribute their quota to their team and support the work that they are also doing here. So same way we as a country can also contract the whiteheads to come and complement our efforts in whatever mine we are doing.
This is crazy. And already I'm hearing that the government of Ghana has already spent so much.
Yeah. So for me, I'm very confident in the current wave of things because seeing the minister eventually withdraw the agreement and the bill before Parliament, it makes a lot of sense to me that they are now open to a huge broader consultation, and that broader consultative process will yield positive results because indeed seeing the limelight and realizing that the deal has a bigger advantage if it's really looked at purposely to benefit the people of Ghana. He's reassured us 3 weeks ago. I realized he had a press conference and he reassured Ghanaians that he's going to look into it properly and make sure that Ghanaians are not shortchanged. So personally, I'm very confident that this review and consultative process will yield positive news for the average Ghanaian.
Certainly, we are hoping and praying so, because one of the things that I believe that we must see to it that happens is the fact that, look, Ghana as a country is a sovereign state. So we should try our possible best to make sure that external influence, when it comes to these things, decision making like this, let's put aside.
Yeah.
Because for all you know, in terms of even resourcing or financing this project, we stand a better chance to even get foreign investors than the company we are contracting or the company that is coming in. Because see, take a private company compared to a whole state. Now, when they are going to investors, one of the things that they look for is the assurance of the thing happening. Now, they are depending on us to agree to whatever they are asking us to do so that they can go look for money to come and extract the lithium. But we as a country stand a better chance because if this is the government that is coming in, that, look, we need this amount of money, invest, this is what we are doing, and this is what you will get back. We are at a better position to even.
It will surprise you to know that many of these companies, Berari, DV Limited, and Co, that are coming in, are not also coming in with assured funds.
Exactly.
They are going to use the concession we give them as collateral
exactly.
for loans to come and mine.
Exactly. And that is what I was talking about.
We as a country can do also that.
We can do that and
get the resources to come and mine. So it's not a big challenge for us to stay away from the conversation.
So certainly this is something that we as a country must look at. And going forward, we'll follow this story keenly and see where we stand as a country, because I believe that this is not the only extraction or minerals agreement we have. And I think that we even have to go back and relook at the gold.
Because I'm very happy in the press conference of the minister, not to catch you short, he also mentioned that for over the years, he believes that as Ghanaians, we've been shortchanged.
Exactly.
Because we cannot be charging royalties for gold. When gold was about 1,000 cedis, $1,000, we're taking 5% royalties. Gold is now doing over $3,000, and we are still taking 5% royalties. So that is it.
And then you go to the towns that the mining is happening. We
are not seeing any significant change.
Happening there.
So that is very important. And all the terms with Berari DV Company Limited, there were all of those terms. That 30% local employment, 1% back to community development.
All this is done.
All of these checks have been kind of
porous. We need a cooperation for them.
Yeah, a more consolidated effort. So I was happy when the minister kept reiterating that for him, he believes that we should really look at all the contracts that we have done in regards to extraction of minerals in our country.
All right. So let's look at this even before we go. It's the festive season now. We're in December. We know that in times past we had a policy that sought to bring back, our colleagues, our family members, our people who are in the diaspora. And we saw a lot of them, like we saw Idris Elba and most of the guys coming down.
Mick Mill and Co.
Exactly, coming down. And I'm looking at what we can do as a country to benefit from this period we find ourselves in, because most often than not, it's around this time that most of these guys would love to move away from wherever they are, come down, have fun, Where is Ghana positioned?
All right, so Phoebe, I think in the past week, there's been a report, especially yesterday or today, in regards to the amount of traveling that is happening on the sub-region.
sub-region.
That flights within the region have almost quadrupled due to the visa-free status that many of the African countries have declared. So obviously, we are seeing an influx of diasporans in the sub-region, first of all. And Ghana is probably is well positioned alongside Nigeria, the highest stations that host people from the diaspora during the festive seasons. This government, through the Ghana Tourism Authority and other envoys in the diaspora, launched what we call the Black Star Experience to consolidate all the activities that were previously under the Beyond the Return, which were not coordinated, into a more coordinated effort such that government can have proper accountability and also be able to supervise the activities that happen throughout. So I'm sure the Ghana Tourism Authority, under the auspices of Abeku Santana and his boss, are doing a yeoman's job, and I've seen them consistently engaging people in the diaspora and even here locally to try and coordinate efforts come this December. If for nothing at all, I know on the 26th or 25th of December, there's a concert, the Black Star Experience itself, happening inside the stadium. So I know there are a lot of activities going on, and Ghana already globally, we've already positioned ourselves there as the home of every African in the diaspora. So we already have that global status, and I'm sure many of these diasporans will be flying into our country. The nightlife here wouldn't be a joke at all.
Okay, certainly. We want to enjoy, but let's also look at the issue of security in this festive season for the diasporans and even Ghanaians. I saw the Ghana Police Service, in collaboration with other security services, display their readiness along the streets of Accra and even Ghana at large. I don't know what the essence actually is, because the display of their readiness and what I virtually don't see what it seeks to do, because how practical would that be? So I'm looking at the security of these people when they come in, and the security of Ghanaians. So
for in policing, or in general security terms, what they did is to reassure Ghanaians of build confidence in the average Ghanaian, and reassure Ghanaians of their presence. In their own terms, they call it visibility. Such that police presence on our streets, which was started by Kufuor, such that every traffic light you move to, you see a uniformed police officer. The non-uniformed ones, I believe, are a dozen, and there could be one even in this studio. So that is one of the activities they do to reassure the average Ghanaian. A person from the diaspora could have flown into the country and not met any police officer after leaving the airport. So that activity where they parade themselves and show the artillery throughout the township resonates with the average Ghanaian. As you see a police officer, even if you are from the diaspora, on the display, you are reassured that indeed the police is here with us and they are ready. So that's confidence that are building in the people, and I believe the IGP Tete Yohunu, from the actions we have seen with his special operations team, what they are doing across the country recently. Just yesterday, I heard about their operation in Techiman and their continuous operation in Tamale and across the country. So as he has confidently told us himself in a press briefing that he's ready, he's quadrupling and doubling up his men at vantage points across the country, and we should be rest assured that he's ready to protect us in our homes and even when we are outside chilling.
All right. Anyway, thank you so much for this discussion. It's been very fruitful, and it's a very special one and a very short one because of the festive season. So we appreciate you for coming.
You're most welcome, my brother.
So viewers, this is where unfortunately we have to end the show for today. However, it's the festive seasons, right? And we want to plead with you all to slow down when you are enjoying. We are not saying don't enjoy. Enjoy, but don't drink and drive.
Yes.
And reduce the speed, even if you are not drunk. We are also pleading with you that when you are attending the shows and the concerts, please be very careful. Even though the IGP is ensuring or saying that they are doing everything possible to make sure that we as a people and people that are visiting us would be safe. However, I believe that your safety is in your own hands. Anyway, my name is Samuel Ofoyu Banfa, and this has been the National Agenda. See you in another episode.